What's going on, everybody? Ed0626 here. Thank you for joining me. And I got a topic for you that's a little bit outdated, but still sort of relevant in the current landscape of things here on YouTube. Before I get into that, do me a favor, check out my buddies down in the description below who are in this gameplay with me. My old buddy Shadow and my good buddy Hitman 26, aka Johnny Boy, the Irish sensation. Anyway. Playing some Battlefield 1 here on Amiens, and I had a pretty solid match, went 12-2, which is pretty good for TDM here on Battlefield 1. I think Battlefield 1 had the best TDM of any Battlefield I've ever played. I think Battlefield 5's TDM is shit. I think Battlefield 4's was pretty average, depending on the map you got. And Battlefield 1 was just right, for me anyway. That's why I have so much gameplay of it that's so old that it's like, God, this gameplay itself has to be of 3 or 4 years old, but I figured I'd use it up now since I still have it on my PlayStation hard drive. Anyway, so I don't know how many of you guys kept track of this back a couple of months ago, but it seems as though at one point in time, commentary channels all across YouTube were getting some sort of mass demonetization hit when it came to YouTube, and most of these guys were commentary channels. Now, I think anyone with this was kind of going down when Keemstar and H3H3 were kind of having beef and shit, so that probably was it was probably not a side effect, but it was an aftermath thing of that, I think. It wasn't like so much like an adpocalypse, but it was a smaller scale adpocalypse. So a lot of people that I watch beg the question, are commentary channels under attack here on YouTube? Are people like me and people larger than me or smaller than me under attack? Because it seems as though every time there's some form of drama, it involves a commentary channel of some sort, i.e. H3H3 and Keemstar. And I'm not really sure if Keemstar and H3H3 are still considered to be commentary channels, but I'm sure they still do make commentary content. So I think Drama Alert is pretty much considered to be commentary in some sort, and I don't know what the fuck H3H3 does besides this podcast, but those are two of the, or even PewDiePie. Granted that he's one of the guys in the commentary community that was part of it, that had a lot of drama a couple of years ago as well. So it's just, it's a mess. It's basically what it is a mess. When that whole demonetization thing went down, YouTube claimed it was some sort of bug in the algorithm or system, and they eventually fixed it. But I think at some point, if you were affected by said bug, you really weren't getting any money on any videos you were making. Some of the people I can name that I don't know personally, but I know were affected by this was a guy named Optimus, who is probably one of my favorite commentary creators on this, or one of my favorite guys on this platform. Really solid commentary channel. But he was affected by it at one point. I think there was a few other people I know of that were affected by it. But at this point, it begs the question, how much longer do commentary channels have on this platform? And the answer is this: I don't fucking know. It's no secret that YouTube hates us. Again, we have probably the worst record when it comes to behavior in any sort of situation here on YouTube. Now, there are some good people. I'm not going to lie. There are plenty of good people here on this platform. I like to think I'm one of them. I'm pretty relatively drama-free. I mean, yeah, I kind of fly off the wall and say some crazy shit every now and again, but it's all in good fun, and I just like banter. I really just like banter, and when it comes to stuff I'm passionate about, I am going to be one of those guys that curses out people that I feel like are screwing me over, i.e. Battlefront 2 when they changed heroes versus villains. That's a prime example, and that video is still doing pretty well, so even after a year later. But, there's just stuff like that, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you really can't. It's really hard to tell, man, because ever since the first adpocalypse came around, you can tell that there was a seismic shift in the way commentary channels did their work and just the type of content they were making. Leafy is another prime example of that. Leafy was probably one of the most cancerous, for lack of better terms, YouTubers considering his entire image was built around cyberbullying. But ever since he's come back, he's kind of had a little bit more of a wholesome take, and I personally enjoy his videos where he just talks about stuff, and it's just, I don't know, and of course his joking videos like and some of the stuff like the Pokemon video was good too, but aside from that, I mean, like, he's kind of turned over a new leaf. Like, he's not as edgy as he was, but he still has that edge to him. You can tell in some of the things he talks about. It's just not on the scale that it was, which, you know, it's a nice change of pace for him, because to be honest, his content around 2016 before he had left was getting stale anyway. You know, you can only do that sort of shtick for so long. But in the end, you know, I feel like at some point there's going to be a mass just decrease in commentary channels. I don't know when, and I don't know how. Odds are it's probably going to be another adpocalypse or some sort of mass Armageddon of just drama that circulates around this website where no algorithm or system could stop the demonetization of everyone involved. It's just going to be an absolute shitfest. And I don't know when this is going to happen. I don't know how this is going to happen or what's going to be the catalyst of that. All I know is, in some way, shape, or form, commentary channels are under a microscope. I think now more than ever, considering a lot of those edgy channels still exist. And I don't consider myself to be an edgy channel. I just consider myself to be a very real channel. I consider myself to be a very realistic person with realistic, you know, ideals on certain things. Yes, again, I say I fly off the handle on certain topics, but it's at some point in time I always come back and I always have a more level-headed point of view. Again, Heroes versus Villains, as much as I hate talking about it at this point, is one of those videos. I made like 2 or 3 videos after the fact with that topic being included, which was more level-headed and much more sensible than the original video I had put out. Which, it's kind of jarring how some people still give me shit for that video, even though they still haven't watched the other ones I put out. So, it is what it is at that point. Either way, video is successful. Don't really give a fuck either way. But the point I'm trying to make is you know, how much longer are your favorite commentating channels going to be around? I mean, there are some channels that I know that have been around, like, you know, guys like Thunder, guys like 8 Thoughts, guys like, God, I don't even know how many other people. All I know is I think their days here are numbered. I really do. I think by the end, God, I'd say give it a couple of years, and YouTube's going to fuck with commentary channels, no matter who it is, to an extent where there's going to be no turning back. There's going to be no turning back, and it will be a shame. That will probably be the day that this, you know, this platform eventually dies. That's how I say, because I wholeheartedly believe, as I get that final kill, because I'm a fucking badass at Battlefield 1, I wholeheartedly believe that commentary channels built what YouTube is now, and the only reason a lot of people have the success they have is because commentary channels paved the way for them in some way, shape, or form. I mean, our footprint is a fossil at this point that can't be removed, and it should be preserved when it comes to what people like, what commentary channels did for this website. That's just me. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Again, it's a little bit of an outdated topic now, considering all the initial drama has worn off, but I feel like I said, there's going to be something that does it again. Something's going to happen again, and we don't know when or we don't know how, but we know it's going to happen. If it's one thing that's certain, it's death, taxes, and YouTube fucking over creators in some way, shape, or form. That's all I'm going to say about that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching me, and leave a subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Go follow me on all social media stuff, as well as my buddies in the description below. And I'll see you all on the next upload. Have a great day, and most importantly, peace out.